They are some of Britain's best. But over the last 5 years have faced the most difficult audience of their lives. Pupils. For no fame or wealth could help them now, as they faced the teaching challenge.
For her teaching challenge, Olympic gold medalist Dame Kelly Holmes headed for Portsmouth and a Year 9 PE class. She was hoping for a low-key arrival.
Oh my God! What am I doing?
As with every teaching challenger, Kelly's PE class will have valuable observation and assessment from a professional.
Keep going round, back round. Okay.
So far her teaching style has been quite command. She's been there giving the instructions and hasn't really been too much, letting the students choose what they do or any real independent learning. It hasn't been go away and practice, or it hasn't been giving any of the students an opportunity to assess each other, or maybe even act as teachers with each other.
Ready, go! Let's go! Louder, Tom! Let's go, come on!
I wonder if you watching at home have spotted the person in this programme who was once an army physical training instructor.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good, excellent. Well done.
The class are more than happy to give their all and hear of gold-winning ambition.
Since I was 14, I wanted to be Olympic champion. So if you can imagine 20 years of keep trying, it's a long time, isn't it?
I thought Kelly's lesson was brilliant. It was fun. Also, it was a good learning lesson. I haven't learned a lot of the basketball moves that she taught us that day.
I suppose when it's a class and you have to think about a start and a finish and a progression in between, it's kind of like, oh God, how am I going to balance that? But I love working with kids, and being national school sports champion, it is about kind of engaging them really well, and I've really enjoyed it today.
From the track to the airways, and perhaps Britain's most formidable interviewer arrived to teach a GCSE English class in East London.
I hope that I will survive the experience. I'm not absolutely convinced that I will. I'm terrified.
John Humphreys.
I've never done anything like this in my life before. I've done sort of training things. In the old days I used to do ghastly media training courses and all that. So this is different. My golly, is it different. Can't judge language in the same way that you test a car when its MOT has expired. It is possible to catch a butterfly, to pin it onto a board, and to study its anatomy. But the essence of the butterfly has vanished.
Abby's had her hand up now for a very long time.
It cannot be examined and analysed to see whether it works any more than you can study a pinned butterfly.
It takes a full 5 minutes for John to notice Abby and allow her to speak.
Yeah, sorry.
But don't you think you're sort of being ironic when you use the butterfly metaphor?
Well, it's a good point. It was slightly flowery language, I grant you, but I was trying to express an idea. Let me ask you a question. Did you understand the point? And this is not patronising, this is a serious question. Did you understand the butterfly metaphor when I made that point?
I understand what you were trying to say.
then I rest my case. That's all I wanted to do.
However, you did say that language should not be ambiguous, and with the butterfly metaphor, there is a sense of ambiguity with
I don't agree with you. Why? Why was that an ambiguous metaphor?
Agree with me?
Well, because I think...
Whether they're in standoff, and he's doing well, actually, but what he has is he has a very aggressive pupil there who's portraying aggressive body language, who is also highly intelligent, which is an awful situation for any teacher to be in.
I hope that I'm communicating my thoughts to you. And in return, you've just done that to me. You've told me you thought my butterfly metaphor was crap. Well, fine. I mean, you're absolutely entitled to that.
When humour comes in, the mood lightens.
Because I probably will. I'll have another look at that, because you may be right. Come on, how did I do? Right. Be honest, they were, for God's sake.
This is how we normally start when observing lessons. How do you feel it went?
How do I feel it went? Disastrously. Utterly disastrously. We weren't, I thought, connecting intellectually at many points. When we did, and it happened sometimes, that was terrific.
Yes.
And you could see the youngster kind of going, yeah, wonderful feeling that, because you actually feel that there is a meeting of minds.
But what you experienced there was probably exactly the same as any supply teacher in the country would experience. The emotional aspect of it is really quite tough.
Boy, they earn their money.
Yeah.
No argument about that.
One of John Humphrey's old political sparring partners is former Education Secretary David Blunkett, who took romantic poetry for his teaching challenge.
Yeah, I just don't understand how you can create an image in your head if you haven't actually seen it in real life.
It's almost a combination of putting other senses together. It's actually building up a picture from your own life experiences, from touch, from smell, from standing on a hillside and feeling the breeze and the sun on your face, and being able to picture what other people have fed in. It's quite hard to do that without actually having those kind of images up in your mind.
That's an interesting question to pose, actually. Make them think.
Do you find it difficult with everyday life?
Yes, I do. There have been quite hairy moments that wouldn't have existed if I'd been able to see. But most of the time, I've improvised. I've just found ways around doing things that other people would take for granted. And generally, it's come off, and it swings and roundabouts. Sometimes in a meeting, I've picked up nuances that someone just looking at faces wouldn't pick up. And sometimes I've escaped from being frowned and scowled at when I've been saying things, which has made me slightly more honest in saying them than someone who would have seen the black look, perhaps of the Deputy Prime Minister, for instance, when I was saying something, and I would have not spotted it, so I'd have just carried on sublimely, unaware that I was in bad books. So it swings and roundabouts.
It's a lovely use of anecdote there, that not most people wouldn't be able to supply, obviously.
Prunella Scales and Timothy West turned their teaching challenge into an acting masterclass with an inner London comprehensive.
And I have 5 sticks, that's my code. I got no inclination to talk to her at all.
And this is a joke, you're not delivering on it. And then she wants to have a conversation with me in the supermarket. And I got 5 steaks stashed in my coat. You know. Yes, but I mean, you don't need to show them, but you don't want to have a conversation in the supermarket with somebody when you've got 5 steaks that you've nicked in your pockets, eh?
The blood might start to run.
Blood might start to run, yeah.
And I got 5 steaks stashed in my coat.
You're still stressing out. You've got to, where you won't get the laugh if you say my. If you stress my. Sorry, you won't.
And I got 5 steaks stacked in that coat.
Better. Better. Much.
I don't have any inclination to talk to her at all. None.
And walk off. Yeah, it's lovely. Yes, very nice. Yes. Yes. Stick with it. Any questions about that, Alvaro? Any questions?
What would you advise me to do when I have to do my part of, when I have to be more aggressive, like on the words?
Never play a quality, always play an action. Don't play your anger, play what you do about it.
All right.
To excuse yourself. Look, I was furious with him because he wanted to rape me, you know. And I mean, how dare he? He wanted to rape me.
When Saturday morning TV legends Trevor and Simon took the challenge, a well-planned lesson wasn't at the top of their agenda.
Do you have a lesson plan that you're
lesson plan?
That you're hoping to follow?
Yeah.
How long's the lesson?
Yeah, no, we have. What
Is
we're
it-
going to do is we're going to start the lesson, and then we'll do some stuff, and then we'll kind of wrap it up, won't we?
Yeah, by the end.
Yeah.
You're going to be spying on us somewhere, aren't you?
I know.
Being rude
I'd rather
about
be
us.
doing it.
Words this teacher would live to regret.
Hello, this is why you're spying on us?
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe rather than spying, you should come and have a go and do one.
Oh no!
Come on! Okay, well, you all know who this is. Miss Brooks, we know her as Alison. It's a posh footballer and a tabloid journalist in a cemetery. Off you go.
Okay.
Okay, so if I kick the ball, it knocks off a headstone.
Great.
And then I
Great,
fall
yeah.
on the grave and I pretend to be dead.
Gotcha. Fantastic.
Then actually I am dead, but you think that I'm still alive pretending to be dead.
You're confusing me now a bit, but never mind. Yeah, okay. So completely blasphemous footballer lies in crucifix position on a gravestone.
Yes.
Yeah, I think your career's over.
Great. Great.
All right, go on, you can go back to carrying on spying on us now, I guess, then.
They might edit a bit of that, I don't know.
Please promise me that you'll cut that whole bit. That you will, won't you?
From doing it to the sheer excitement of mathematics with Simon Singh. He's come to Queen Elizabeth School for Boys in Barnet, founded by Elizabeth I in 1573. It was Elizabeth's code breakers who revealed the plot to replace her with Mary, Queen of Scots, who was put to death as a result.
The great thing with code breaking, there's some really complex, arcane mathematics in there, but there are also heroic stories. People who dedicated their lives to saving their nation, or people who lost their lives because a code was broken.
Over 4 centuries after Elizabeth, codes are on the agenda once again.
This is a genuine Second World War Enigma cipher machine, and it was built just before the war, and it was used throughout the war. Here are the keys, here are the lamps, and the wires, each of the 26 wires from the keys goes to the lamps. But before getting to the lamps, it goes through these rotors. What's clever about the Enigma is that these rotors actually move. So if I type the letter Q here, that first rotor has just moved. So now the A is coming in again at the top, but that contact's changed. So the electrical path is completely different, and that's why the output will be different. Same again. The rotor moves, different input, different output, different light lights up. If you've got 26 letters in the alphabet, there are 400 million, billion different ways to arrange 26 letters of the alphabet. This is a similar kind of problem. How many ways can you arrange 20 plugs? And it's of the order of 100 million. Extraordinarily big numbers.
Having dealt with up to 100 million number combinations, when it comes to lunch, it's either cheese or tuna.
Questions, who do you give them to? Which companies do you give them to? Before they used to have... Curiously, the biggest employer of mathematicians in the world is the American Secret Service for code breaking. And intellectually, it's incredibly demanding. They've got really difficult problems. So, yeah, so you can either be a pure mathematician, just do maths for the love of it and become a university professor. You can get jobs in finance, you can get jobs in animation, all this Pixar stuff. You can't do sophisticated Hollywood animation unless you've got clever maths to do it for you. You do the degree in maths, and then you can do anything. Mathematicians can do anything. They're lovely, kind, warm, generous people. No, it's true, it's true.
Don't forget you can watch the full-length version of these teaching challenges online by visiting the Teachers TV website. Lynn Truss is the author of the worldwide bestseller Eat, Shoots and Leaves, and she took the teaching challenge and her love of punctuation to a school in Worthing.
I think a good teacher needs to be assertive, but also kind of fair and not too patronising.
I would advise Lynn Truss not to patronise us in the class, because we do understand what she's probably trying to tell us.
Can't be pushy with us. We're natural. We'd rather take things our own way, but I'm sure she'll be fine.
I'm really quite scared, I have to say. It's not something I've done very much, and I always think they're judging you. Do they judge you a great deal?
To be honest with you, yes, I suppose they do judge you. But it can be the most simple things, from what you're wearing to what colour you've decided to dye your hair to the way in which you phrase things. But the girls, they're quite understanding, I think. They've got a quite nice way. So if they see that you're nervous, I think they'll be quite good at making you feel comfortable. Perhaps in a way that boys might not. Boys might then play on that and maybe try to undermine you. But I think, no, they'll try to make you feel quite comfortable. So don't be scared of them. I think that's important.
After a light workout, Lynn decided to break out of the classroom with her pupils.
I think we're going to go out, go for a walk and have a look round at signs and things and see if there's anything that needs repunctuating. Because we have punctuation repair kits which have stick-on apostrophes and this lovely panda here, and also little stickers that go on top of a rogue apostrophe that shouldn't be there, which says "the panda says no," which I think is very nice. We might all get prosecuted, but hey, you know, it's education. It's going to be very educational.
I'm not sure that's a good thing, to be encouraging them to cause damage. She can take responsibility if they get arrested, I think.
Unleashed onto the streets of Worthing, the girls take no prisoners when it comes to missing apostrophes.
I think there might be a problem with Wolfstein.
What if the name is Rolaners as opposed to Rolana?
They do look smart though, don't they?
After pounding the pavement in the name of punctuation,
My shoes are full of stone.
Lynn and the girls meet up with teacher Ruth, who just happens to be sitting on Worthing Beach.
Do you think you'll be more careful about your punctuation from now on?
Yeah.
Hooray! Well, I'm glad you've had a good day, and it was really nice to meet Lynn as well, wasn't it? So I think we need to go back to school and do some proper work now. Okay? Come on, let's go back. Bye. Thank you.
From Lynn's sore soul to the soul of a man who cooks soul but loves the soul of poetry, if you will.
You all understand that this is a poem about great admiration for Seamus Heaney for his father and his grandfather. I just want you to spend a few minutes now, just a little written exercise, just write about somebody that you know that has a similar effect on you. It doesn't have to be a farmer, could be a postman, could be a painter decorator, could even be a humble chef.
This is good, monitoring, nice unobtrusive style, so I like that. They're taking it very seriously. But you can hear a pin drop in there. This will be interesting to see what they've come up with in that time.
Over here?
My granddad died when I was about 2 years old, but I thought that he really respected me and that he would be trusted by me. He made a cot for me which looked as if it had been bought from somewhere. He made lots of other toys for me to play with. He was a very good carpenter. My dad was his son and he had a lot of things passed on to him, like a workbench, hammer and spades, etc.
This is extremely personal reflection that he's elicited from these boys. That's lovely.
eliciting a response from boys and girls proved to be more than a challenge for Tony Blair's former health guru, Carol Kaplan.
Okay, I wonder whether I can get any pen and paper. If I put you in small groups.
Obviously they're not responding and she's having to adapt quite quickly.
1 second.
Yes, talk to me. Really failing. No, you're not failing at all. These people here aren't talking to you at all. Okay, get them to stand up. No, get them to actually move around. Say you want a girl on each mat, and you want 2 boys on each. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to give them a very short period of time. Give them 3 minutes and say, right, your ideal school meal. One of you writes, one of you gives me the answer when I go back, and the third person who isn't speaking, I'm going to get you to tell me an answer in a minute. You need to get some of these people involved. They're just not involved in the lesson enough. But you are doing fine. You are doing fine. No, you are. Keep smiling.
But that 1 hour of teaching took its toll. Tell us what you're feeling now that the class is done and you've finished your teaching time.
It was an experience. I mean, I'm not upset, I'm just overwhelmed. It was extraordinary because I've taught, you know, my job is teaching, and when I was in front of the class, within the first 5 minutes, I thought, I'm not imparting any information. I felt that I was just talking to them. It sort of took me the 50 minutes to get into how do I do this. I mean, when they say you never stop learning, by God, you don't.
Madness singer Suggs had a difficult learning experience himself, but for the teaching challenge, he returned to his old school in Camden. The Madness hit Baggy Trousers was written about the school, and Suggs joined the music class to help them write an updated version.
It's a good school, and it works, but not very well, especially the lift. It's got special technology, it's got sociology, it's got psychology, but that's not a gift. Because it stinks.
Vanessa Feltz revealed that she was known at school as Vanessa the Undresser, but she is now a modest family woman and returned to a primary school in London to talk about relationships.
All right, this is me, much younger, loads younger, a bit thinner, and those are my 2 children. So the little one, that little one there, that's Saskia, that's my younger daughter, and that's Allegra, my older daughter. And now they look like this, would you believe? Oh yeah, 18 and 21 years old, my 2 daughters, and that handsome fellow, can you see? That is my fiancé, Ben. If you look at this picture of us, what would you think about our relationship, Marika?
You're a happy family.
We're a happy family. Look how close we are, look how perfect we must be. But think about your own family life. Think about what family life is really like, and I would have to take this cushion and I'd have to just chuck it across the room like that, because family life isn't ever really quite like it, or is it? Or is it?
From the anonymity of broadcasting to 7 million Radio 1 listeners, Comedy Dave was very much out in the open as he became a teaching assistant on a primary school field trip.
What are you going to draw? Are you going to draw a picture of?
Yes.
Are you? Are you going to draw a picture of the seaside?
Yes.
Are you? Fantastic.
Stop raining it.
Damn! It will stop raining at 4.
Will it definitely stop at 4? Promise.
It looks like I'd made a connection with Benson, one of the kids from the school's autism resource base. So, as the rest of the children practiced their stone throwing skills, I assisted Benson in a bit of seascape drawing.
Can I have one of your pens, please?
Pen?
I don't want a pink one. That's better, thank you very much. So you're gonna draw the beach and the sea?
Yes.
Yeah? Can I just say that I'm rubbish at art, by the way? So yours will be better than mine.
bad.
Yours is a lot better than mine, Benson. See there, right, is all the rocks, and there's the sea, and there's all the lightning in the sky.
Lightning is rubbish.
The lightning is rubbish. No, you're right.
From the rainy coast to an imaginary island, that's where comedian Arthur Smith put his pupils for their citizenship class.
All right, let's introduce another scenario. Freddie has killed a pig. There's only one pig. He's killed it and eaten it all himself and taken it away.
Yeah.
You've done it, what, Freddie, and also Freddie has drunk all the water that you've got. And what's more, he's sat up at a tree telling it he's being rude to everyone. What are we going to do about Freddie?
Kill him. Throw stones at him.
Kill him. As a professional entertainer, perhaps, is there anything that a teacher might look at and think, oh, well, that's something that would be worth remembering or something?
It reminds me of things that I think are good practice. So the fact that you came out in amongst the groups, that you didn't stay at the front of the room, that you had really good presence. I mean, your actual sort of persona in the classroom was very strong, and the students engaged with that immediately, and that you were using their names all the time. So I found myself being reminded about lots and lots of points of good practice that I think every teacher would do well to pay attention to. You know, so I think that was really good.
Well, I thought I was absolutely brilliant personally, but no, I mean, I recognised that it was, in many ways, it was a bit of an amateurish attempt, and there were certain basic things like preparation and knowledge of your subjects that I fell down on. However, I was pleased with the general attack that I brought to the thing, and I have to say, though, if I had to do it more than once a day, or even really more than that once a lifetime, really, you know, I mean, really lead me to a bunch of baying drunks at a comedy club is way easier.